Okay, here we are. Fuck. There's been so much intensity today. I woke up in just panic and terror. And what I'm learning about the panic and terror is it usually is energy that wants to be expressed. And as I do things that move me more into alignment with my soul, it actually starts to feel good. It's just energy, and I have so much fucking energy running through me all the time. My whole life, I thought it was anxiety, or I thought there was something wrong with me, and I'm learning how to be with it. And right now, there is so fucking much. I feel unhinged. Like, it's just so much. I'm like, how the fuck can I just ground and exist? And I know that it wants to be expressed. And so my intention with this performance is to let out whatever needs to be let out, particularly around resentment, frustration, and anger, particularly around the theme of saying fucking no to things that feel like shit, forgiving myself for the fact that I wasn't able to say no, or I didn't feel allowed to say no, because in order to survive, I had to give myself away. And I want to reclaim my fucking no today. And so I'm wearing my fucking Super Saiyan pants from Dragon Ball Z, Way of the Turtle, and I have this sword that I bought at a Renaissance fair like 15 years ago. And I have no idea what's going to come of this. I just know that there's so much expression inside of me that needs to fucking get out. Like, it's almost like this fucking warrior energy that I need to just say, like, fuck no, I'm not fucking doing that. And all the times that I was bullied as a kid, and someone would come up to me and start punching me at my locker, and I would go into this freeze response because I didn't know what to do, and I would take it. They would punch me and they would laugh. They would call me names, and I would take it. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. Hold on, I'm gonna light some incense here. I notice that I'm judging myself as feeling completely fucking insane right now. Unhinged, chaotic, overly emotional, completely imbalanced, and absolutely insane. And that's like my number one fear, is that people will judge me as being insane. What is a mystic except someone who has gone out of their mind and lives in the moment? The ultimate unknown, which is actually totally safe, but to the mind, it's not safe. The story is, if I really just allow myself to express whatever wants to come up, whatever movement wants to come up, that I'll go fucking crazy, or I'll lose myself. I'll go into the chaos but disconnect from my body, and I'll get lost. So how can I express myself authentically while still staying connected to my body? That is what I want. I have these dreams. And they're fucking there. I'm DJing tomorrow at a dance. I'm meeting so many fucking amazing people that really see me, and I have so much fucking fun with them. And then I come back to my parents' house because it's been this place of comfort and safety, and I feel trapped here. I feel fucking stuck. I have $600. I have my physical needs met, and yet there's something about being in this space that no longer feels good. So I'm like, where is my next space? I feel the best when I'm out for a walk, when I'm completely flowing, when I'm going to a restaurant that feels right, when I'm eating, when I'm slowing down and fully embracing the tantric experience of the senses. And then the mind ramps up again and it says, no, but you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to make money, you need to do this. You can't just fucking relax. Because when I really relax, what comes up is this fear, this terror, this contraction of the neck and shoulders, this turtle shell posture, this I'm not safe. And so right now I'm learning to be my own safe space. I've been crying so fucking much. I've been feeling so much, so alive, so lucid that it feels overwhelming at times. I'm like, what do I do with this lucidity? It's so fucking much. It's so much to feel this fucking much all the time. It's like I don't ever have a break. I don't ever have a fucking break. There's always something hitting me. It's like these waves just keep coming, and it's not even necessarily a specific emotion, but there's a somatic experience that's happening all the time. And I know right now my path is to learn to surf, to find the way to relax into it. And holy shit, has it been the most excruciating journey of psych hospitals and like literally feeling like I'm going insane, feeling like I can't handle this, and searching for a gun to shoot myself in the fucking head. 2 months ago, I had a belt around my neck. And now I'm past that. I'm not going to kill myself because I'm way too fucking intrigued to see what life has in store, because I see it and I feel it. I know my future. I know who I am. And now is learning to hold, to channel, to harness this. And I know that I can't fucking live in this house anymore. I love my fucking parents, but I can't do it. I can't be this here without them freaking out. And that's not on them. I'm not saying that is on them. It's me realizing that I cannot be here. Now, fortunately, they're going out of town in 10 days, and I will have 2 weeks here alone. So maybe I stay here for that time and I get really fucking clear. There's also an opportunity in the city. There's also been callings to go to Hawaii, to go to Boulder. How the fuck do I make these decisions? That has been my challenge. How do I make decisions? And maybe it starts with learning how to say no. A clear no. And that's something that I'm toying with, is saying no without pandering. The saying goes, no is a complete sentence. It's a complete sentence to say no. Hey, would you like to do this? No. And if that person gets triggered, that is their trigger to handle. And yes, I have deep empathy and compassion, so much so. And I can feel other people. When I say no or when I set a boundary, I know how much it's going to trigger them, and I don't want to take that on anymore. I want to be able to have empathy, but also stay in my center. I want to be able to clear out all the gunk we talked about on our call yesterday. We're clearing out all this shit that's been stuck in the fascia. The name Kai Eros came to me about 1.5 years ago, and I'm starting to understand more why. It's Eros is life force energy. Kai means keeper of the keys. It means ocean also. It means warrior as well. Keeper of the keys for life force energy. So understanding how to channel it. I feel like I am a flame of love. I am Cupid. I am Hermes. And I don't have any control. I just have to listen. But the intensity of the fire and the water that is coursing through me all the time makes me feel fucking insane. So how can I find a sense of groundedness in this intensity? That is what my prayer is. That is what this is right now. How can I find groundedness in this intensity? I have so much to be grateful for. I have money. I have my survival needs met. I have many friends whom I can call who love me deeply and whom I love deeply. And yet, there's this unrest, this expression that needs to get out. It needs to get out. It's burning me up inside. It's that, like we said, fuck you. It's like, no, I will not put up with this anymore. No, I will not abandon myself anymore. No, I will not put my dreams on the back burner anymore. No. And there's this feeling I sense arising now of, oh my God, Kai, you are too fucking much, bro. Chill the fuck out. And every time I've noticed now, when I feel something, whether it's especially anger or sadness or fear, there's another part of me that goes, that's not okay. And then shame comes in. And the shame says, your feelings are shameful. And so I am saying with love, fuck that. Because to be this lucid and this sensitive and this much of a feeler is a gift. It is a gift, and I am learning how to channel it. And I'm learning how to get to these spaces where I feel like I can be myself and be with community. Not because I need them to see me, but because their presence nourishes me. Their presence provides a mirror for me to be myself. They're not judging me. They're not asking me unconsciously because of their own discomfort. They're not telling me, hey, Kai, chill out. Hey, Kai, stop being so angry. Hey, Kai, stop fucking crying. Hey, Kai, stop being so fucking weird. Hey, Kai, stop being so sexual. Hey, Kai, you should be ashamed of yourself. Hey, Kai, you need to make more money. All the stories that my father told me. Hey, every time I tell him I did something good, even now, his immediate thought is there money in it? Oh, but do you need to get a job? Fuck that. I'm not taking on your identity. I'm not taking on your belief systems around what you needed to do to survive. I honor them, but I'm not taking them on. Because we are evolving into a way of living in which we can actually be in our fucking joy. We can actually relax. And we can trust that the abundance will come. We don't need to put striving for financial security first. We don't need to put striving for a sense of safety first. We can actually open up and trust. And so I call that in. I just want to fucking feel that deep, juicy trust that I have felt so much recently. And I've cried. I have listened to Mr. Rogers soothing my inner child and saying, it's okay, I'm proud of you. All the things I never heard. The soothing I never received. Walking around feeling like a fucking alien my whole goddamn life. Seeing so lucidly, wondering why is everyone wearing a mask? Why is everyone so fucking fake? Why am I judging my voice cracking? Why do I judge anything? It's an expression of the divine. If I'm not hurting anyone or infringing upon anyone's boundaries, nothing feels bad or dissonant. I am expressing the raw energy that wants to come through me right now, and it feels fucking amazing. And there's this insanity around the unknown that I'm learning to embrace. The truth is, we're all in the unknown. We've been given these ideas, these jobs, these titles, these roles. We build these houses and we have these consistent programs around how our day goes or how this person will show up or what my day will look like, etc. But in reality, we are swimming in the unknown all the time. And what's been happening with me is this existential terror that I experienced, starting with my ayahuasca experience, where I felt like this little boy floating in the ethers, exposed and terrified, is slowly but surely shifting to, oh my God, I'm actually completely free, and not in a untethered, unsafe, fearful manner, but free as in like, oh, like everything's okay. Everything's fucking okay. All the artists in history, so many artists, what do they say in their music? They say everything is okay. It's okay. It's okay to be exactly as you are. And for me, what are my biggest fears? One of my biggest fears is saying no, because if I say no, if someone asks me to do something and I say no, what are they going to do? First of all, they're going to have a response. They're going to have an emotional response. And I feel like I have to take that on, which I don't. And then it's like brings up all this fear of abandonment. Oh my God, if I say no, is this person going to leave me? And then it goes, oh my God, am I going to be homeless? Oh my God, are emotions going to come up in me that are too big for me to handle? Am I going to freak out and end up back in a psych ward or get addicted to heroin because I can't handle these big feels of grief, of anger, of fear, of passion? There's so much all the fucking time. And I'm thankful as fuck for this opportunity to express, even if I spent 30 minutes to an hour every day doing this. And maybe that's what I will do. Who knows? At least right now, this fucking group is saving my fucking life. I just ordered some CBD tinctures and some microdosing, and I'm going to be using these medicines to help me continue to ground and center and work through, and some hape, with the desire to wean off the pharmaceuticals that I'm on, because I know that I'm not broken. I'm not fucking broken. I'm intense. I'm powerful. I'm magical. I remember Josh said, use these performances as a opportunity to be narcissistic. I'm fucking amazing. That's the truth. The part of me that's been in the shadow for so long, beneath the fawning and people pleasing and playing small and dimming and hiding to stay safe, is a part of me that knows I'm fucking amazing. I'm fucking hilarious. I'm wise. I'm kind. I'm attuned. My memory is brilliant. I'm brilliant. I'm a genius. And sometimes that scares the fuck out of me because I have so many gifts. I'm like, how do I use them? I'm an amazing writer. I have a gift to articulate an experience through words in a way that translates it and makes it palatable and digestible for others. And it's an honor to do that. And that's all I want to do here, is express what wants to come through me. And yes, there's the desire to help others, but honestly, if I'm being honest, it's so that I can feel peace. And it just so happens that when I express myself authentically, it ends up helping other people. But I'm not, for the longest time, it was like, I need to help people, which is still coming from a rescuing program, which I see now in my parents. Even this morning, my mother, I was coughing. I've been clearing a lot. I've been burping and coughing in prep for this performance. My body felt it. I haven't eaten anything today. I just had a cup of cacao and some turmeric and maca. But I was coughing, and my mom goes, she was eating breakfast. I came downstairs, and she goes, do you need something? Do you need water? And I noticed I had this reaction to that. I was like, I wanted to be like, I can fucking take care of myself. Stop rescuing me. Like, I know there's a desire to support me, and I know it's coming from, at its core, a genuine space, but I don't want to be rescued anymore. I want to learn to be interdependent, to receive support from others, but also know that I have my own fucking back. Because the scariest thing that has been present for me the last 15 months has been the feeling of, oh my God, I'm floating in the ethers. All the programs that kept me safe were seen through. Ayahuasca led to the dissolution of that. Thank you. Even though I fucking hated it, have hated it. And then there's been this overwhelming feeling of disempowerment and helplessness. And so why would I not want to kill myself? Everything that I thought kept me safe was seen to be false. And then there was this deep, profound sense of helplessness and disempowerment. And just for 3 months, I just laid on the fucking bed. And all I could do some days, I would scroll on my phone just to numb the pain, something to get me out of my body because it was so painful. And all I could do was go for a walk. And sometimes that was it. And here I am. More powerful than ever, more embodied than ever, without a doubt. And yet, the steps keep getting bigger. They keep getting bigger, and parts of me are resisting this growth. They're resisting the growth, and I want to have compassion and tenderness for those parts of me. I do. I am so sensitive, and like Mr. Rogers, man, I fucking love him. That man was and is an absolute angel, and like listening to his songs of like, I'm proud of you. Like, I see the world, and so many of us are walking around with that inner child part of us. We're stuck as a 5-year-old in an adult body. And some of us on the exterior may seem to be more successful, maybe having more money, sexual conquests, feeling more confident in certain areas. But so many of us, I feel it, are suffering from the same thing that I've been suffering from, which is a child who just wants to be himself, him or herself. As weird, as spontaneous, as playful, as joyful, as curious, as innocent as possible. And that is what I want to reclaim. And I've had dreams recently of living a very tantric life. Tantric meaning very connected to the senses. I've seen myself in Hawaii, back in Hawaii where I was for a little bit, being naked, being with community, dancing together, cuddling, loving on one another in a very free way. And so I feel like I'm right there, but there's this part of me that I can't, that there are these really deep fears. It's this really deep fear of abandonment, and this really deep fear of rejection, and I'm working through them every day. And they say, if you really go after what you want, you're going to be alone forever. You're going to be homeless. No one will love you. All the people in your life will leave you, and you'll scare people away with your expression. And so I've hidden. I've attuned to other people. I've attuned to other people. And I've used my gifts in a way that is in service. My humor. I know how to make anyone laugh. I'm an amazing listener. I just want to be able to channel these gifts in a way that supports me, because what I ultimately want to do is to be able to travel at will. I want to be able to perform, hold ceremonies, something with ecstatic dance and cacao and sound healing and comedy. Laugh, dance, and cry with Kai. Something where it's gets people laughing and silly and breaks the shame apart, because we have so much shame. And then we move our bodies. And then at the end, there's a sound healing where we lay and we cry, and then maybe there's a giant cuddle puddle. I swear to God, I want to make love to the entire world, because we're all so beautiful. We're all so beautiful. I'll go to playgrounds and I'll I'll watch kids playing with their parents, and I just want to break down and sob, and I almost want to ask them, and I might start doing this, because I do want to upgrade my phone and start taking more video. I have an older iPhone. Yeah, I'm calling that in. I'm going to get the newer iPhone so that I can do this, and a selfie stick. I want to explore a lot of my free time when I'm not performing on stage or doing these DJ experiences, dance experiences. I want to explore and video and connect to people in the wild. I'm here to shout out the beauty, the eros, the innocence, the erotic innocence of this world. There's so much beauty. There's so much beauty, and there's so much pain. And holding both is so hard. It's so fucking hard to be in this body at times. But I'm figuring it out. And I know that I'm moving in the right direction, because so many, as within, so without. And so many things on the outside are reflecting it to me. Like all these financial opportunities are coming in. I haven't been able to work a regular job. I never will again. And all of a sudden, my neighbor who I ran into offered me a landscaping opportunity for 2 days to help him out I made $250, and there might be more opportunities. This woman who I met through my parents' church, whom I haven't talked to in a long time, I had a dog watching opportunity, $300, and now she reached out again yesterday, and I'm going to be staying overnight and watching the dogs. And so the money is there. If you were to ask me, if this is me speaking out my wildest dreams, and this relates to something I'm very passionate about, which is Gene Keys, which is this system that takes astrology and it takes something called the I Ching, and it is a far more nuanced way of understanding one's energy. But that chart, my chart, and also my intuition line up, and it basically says, I don't give a fuck really what the external looks like. If I feel connected internally, life is bliss. Life is an adventure. It's bliss. It's this curious, exploratory adventure into joy, love, connection. And that is my highest vision, is to travel, at least for a time, I have this big bag. I just bought a 90-liter bag, waterproof bag that can turn into a backpack or a duffel bag. And then I have my smaller backpack that is actually called the North Face Jester, which is perfect because the Jester is a huge archetype for me. And the Jester to me is someone who feels so deeply and sees through all the bullshit. And his role is to lovingly poke at the illusions of others. Like Russell Brand has a quote tattooed on him that says, if you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh, otherwise they'll kill you. And look what they did to Jesus, right? He was just speaking truth and love, and they're like, shut that guy up. Or like Bill Hicks. All these comedians, they fucking see it. They get it. Being a comedian, being a performer is a sacred role that I want to step into. And I know that I am slowly but surely. And I trust the process. But I want to be able to travel the world, do my performance, hop on stage, be myself, photograph and video beautiful moments, go to amazing restaurants, experience all the sensual pleasures of this earth, help people feel safer, help people feel more permission. And this starts with me. Help me feel safer and grounded within myself. Help me feel more permission to be myself. Help me feel more joy, more allowed to be fucking weird, to be weird. I just saw a quote by Jimi Hendrix that says, allow yourself to go crazy, because in the craziness, it feels like heaven. The craziness means like, oh yeah, that person's lost their mind. Yeah. That's heaven. the mind is still there. It's a tool, but it's not a residing place. My soul, for protection, lived there, right? It set up camp there. And then all of a sudden, a wrecking ball came in, ayahuasca came in and just fucking knocked down all the walls. And then I just felt so exposed. And I've been integrating that for the last, 15 months. And the intensity that comes with feeling so alive and so free. And swimming in the ultimate unknown. Like, how do I, this is my question to God, to my higher self. What is the most aligned living space for me? Because I am prepared to pretty much live out of a backpack or two, to have all my mobile tools, my incense, my oils, my crystals, because I am someone that I need to have like a womb space, at least in the morning and at the night. Like, I need that. I need somewhere to go. I need a cave. I need that. Where's my next space? Is it in this place in Chicago? I have a friend who has a room who it feels pretty good, and the Chicago community is pretty fucking amazing. And there's a couple women in particular that I feel like I have medicine for, and they have medicine for me. And honestly, if I'm speaking out my desires, I want to. So my sexual energy has been very repressed my whole life. I've had a lot of trauma around it, so I essentially cut off my sexual energy. Of course, the name Kai Eros comes to me. Very poetic, very poetic. And so, there's this story. I've only had, 7 sexual partners, right? And only maybe the last 4 of them have been conscious sexual partners, where I would say it wasn't alcohol induced. But there is a deep desire to experience, to make love to the feminine, to this earth, to the beauty of the feminine body and the feminine essence. Like, holy shit. Like, I realize I've had so much shame around that part of me that wants to make love. Like, there's this woman that I'm talking to now. She'll be at the dance that I'm DJing tomorrow, and we've been connecting on a heart-based level. And like, whew, I'm so fucking attracted to her. And this is part of my fear is if I really unleash this sexuality, this potency, this primal potency, I'm going to hurt someone. It's going to be too much. And so I feel like I'm at this edge of this precipice of like really letting that out. And the playlist I created tomorrow is very sexy. And it'll be fun to notice as I dance to it and with other people. It's very sensual. And I want to help myself unlock that part of me, the sensuality, the part of me that wants to touch everything, that wants to taste everything, that wants to feel everything. And ironically, that's when I feel the most regulated in my nervous system, when I feel the most grounded and calm and home, is when I'm touching things. And that's going back to Gene Keys, and then there's another system called Human Design. They're very synergistic. Maybe we could talk about it on a group call at some point. It's something I'm very passionate about. I have friends who are teachers. I love it, but not enough to teach it. But I just think they're profound tools that are far more nuanced than astrology. Where was I going? Something about human design. I lost my train of thought on that one, but Oh, it said, my chart said something about my sixth. Everyone has a sixth sense, and mine is touch. And that has helped me recently realize that, like, when I feel dysregulated, when I feel chaotic and really in my shadow, I need to get into my senses, whether it's physical touch, whether it's an incense. Like I have this tea garden one. I like this brand, Hua Scents. I have a bunch of cool ones. I have this one burning. But it's all about just coming back to the body, noticing when the mind freaks out, coming back to the body, noticing when the mind freaks out, coming back to the body. There's some throat stuff. Wow. Been a lot of that the last couple of days. Now I'm like, there's so much happening somatically right now. I'm like sweating, coughing. There's a lot of alchemy happening. A lot of, I don't like the word releasing. I like the word integrating or digesting, because anything that's trapped, yes, a cough or a burp is releasing some energy, but it's like previously undigested content in the fascia or in the body gets processed, just like food gets processed, and then the excess leaves through a burp or a shit, but then some of it gets absorbed as nutrients. So I like the word digest. So I'm digesting things. I'm transmuting, alchemizing, integrating. I'm letting go of all that does not serve. I do not resonate with that phrase anymore. Just let go of all that doesn't serve. Okay. It's not just a dropping. It's in our tissues. Letting go might look like doing what I've just been doing the last 37 minutes, which is like moving it. It's moving it in a unique way to, yes, I guess, let it go. But it's not just like, I know people have used images of like, oh yeah, just drop it. Okay. Well, how can you drop something? That's like saying, if you have a fish hook in your fucking cheek, yeah, just let it go. Just let it go. No, it's fucking lodged in there and you need to wiggle it out. And that's what I'm learning how to do. How do I fucking wiggle out all the bullshit? Wiggle out all the conditioning, wiggle out the trauma, and doing it in a way that feels grounded, so that I don't get dysregulated and so that I don't fall back into really dark patterns of isolation or of numbing out, of addiction. And doing it, and I really view it in this lens of masculine and feminine, of like, masculine to me is about self-respect and like discipline, and the father figure that goes like, you got this. Like it's that like gentle, loving pushing of like, you fucking got this. You're worth it. You deserve it. Let's go. It's okay. And then the feminine is the really like, when that wounded aspect of me comes up, when that 3-year-old or 10-year-old part comes up and I just feel petrified, right? And I just freeze like a deer in headlights. That's the part that comes up and goes, it's okay. It's like the Divine Mother comes in and goes, it's okay. There's this song I've been listening to. I've been posting on my story a lot by this woman named Nightbird who passed away. And it's called It's Okay. And I've cried to that so much the last couple of days. Like, it's okay. It's okay if you're lost. We're all a little lost. I think that is this perfectionism. This perfectionism has fucked me up. Of, I need to be perfect. My healing journey needs to be perfect. I need to meditate a certain amount of hours every day. I need to go for a walk every day. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. I need to do that. I must cinch my butthole and move the energy up my spine in the Kundalini and all this bullshit. Yes, there are amazing spiritual practices, but what is the ultimate spiritual practice is being present. with what is. And yes, there are formal practices, right? Like meditation can be a formal practice to help us do that. But ultimately, it's about being with the current fucking moment. And I'm cultivating this boat so that I can ride these waves of absolute bliss and joy where I'm just dancing, and then these waves of like despair and darkness and suffering and existential angst and turmoil and confusion as to why I'm here, or more so how to live day to day. Because I've been given these models of like, you wake up, you have 3 square meals a day, and you work 9 to 5, and then you come home and you eat dinner, and you talk to your family, you watch some Netflix, and you go to bed, and you do it all over again. And then on the weekends, maybe you go out drinking. Like, no, that's not gonna fucking work. And I know that the way that I'm designed, and many of us very free spirits are designed, is to completely shatter and melt the idea of reality that we have been given. And so that's where I'm at. It's like, I know that that is bullshit, that is illusory, that is a false narrative to keep us in a certain construct, to keep us as consumers, to keep us in fear. And so we're all doing warrior work, which is like forging our own path. It's fucking intense. Like, just the main thing that I'm wanting to do for myself right now is allow the intensity and know that that's okay. Like, if I feel like I want to fucking scream, like right now, I'm going to scream into a pillow. And can that be okay? Can I be fucking angry and feel confused and insane, right? Can that be okay? There was a woman actually at the dance. I DJ'd a dance on Saturday. It was for my friend's birthday. And during the dance, she walked over to the side, grabbed a yoga bolster, and it was interesting because a couple of people laughed, and they weren't doing it to make fun of her. I think it's a natural response when someone has a big emotion. We kind of laugh to relieve tension. But God, let me speak for myself. I am walking around with so much inside of me all the time, and I'm doing the best I can to get it out with writing and dancing and going for walks and listening to music and crying. And it feels like there's so much there. It never ends. And I know Enneagram Type 4 is like, oh, I'm so special. Look at me. I'm so unique. Like, if you only knew the intensity or the brilliance that's inside of me, you would just fall down and worship me and suck my dick because I'm just so fucking special and unique. And there's that comes up quite a bit. And I think it's attached to a victim story of like, life shouldn't be this way. Wah, 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 wah. Why is it so hard? And so like being allowed to get that out is so important too. Like letting that victim part have a voice, because I've judged the victim. Like, what if I want to say, this is fucking hard? This is a fucking hard path. Or after that's done, I could say it doesn't have to be hard. The only hard part is resisting it. And we used the word submitting on the call yesterday. Submitting to me, submitting is about opening the body and allowing whatever energy wants to come through to come through. And the more that I'm able to submit, I hope, the more that I'm able to submit, nice. The more that I'm able to submit, the easier it becomes. And every time I seem to butt up against something that feels impossible, like sometimes I'll butt up against these fears that feel impossible, or my body my body will say, you can't do that. You can't express that. You're not allowed to do that. And the medicine is doing it. And all of this stuff, the last 45 minutes that I've been on here, it's been stuff that I've obviously been holding in, and it's been in my tissues. And I'm excited to see how this will integrate, because there's no way that this process was not profoundly healing and freeing. And Joshua just sent me a message on Telegram. I feel called to end this with a prayer for myself, because I deeply understand the power of words and how powerful we all are. And my prayer for myself is that the abundance continues to flow, especially financially, but in all forms of food, places to stay, any clothing, any items, certain crystals call to me. I have dreams about crystals. That the next aligned living space becomes clear. That I feel more and more at ease with this intensity. And that I'm able to honor my energy and my boundaries more and more. And I'm able to speak out my fucking no. Oh, and you know what? I do want to end this by getting some of this no energy out over here. I'm going to move this. Let's see. We're going to get some no energy out. So if I put all my weight... No! 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 Ah! Fuck. I'm reminded of this scene in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Or Caesar, who is like the lead ape, is in his cage, and one of the people who is watching the apes is telling him to do something, and he's like, stop, stop, stop. And then Caesar, the ape, it's this profound moment. He goes, no! And he yells out, and it is like, I remember watching it and sobbing. That I'm calling that back in. That ability to say no. And not just no, but no! Like, fuck you! No! And it doesn't even have to be directed at any other being. It's no to abandoning myself. It's no to things that are actually no's to me. No! Wow, my voice so crazy on that one. No! 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 Okay. I asked for some space. Since I'm living with my folks right now, I asked for about an hour, and they will probably be back soon, and I feel the need to end and give myself space to integrate before they come back. Thank you for all of those who watched this. This was fucking... God damn, this is powerful shit. to be able to do this, just thank you.